Welcome to Trio.com, TrioLLC.com. If you're watching this tutorial, you've arrived on the search by map feature, search cost by map feature. And in the tutorial, we're going to explain what this does for your business, how you can map out your costs, how you can estimate it. If you're the type of person that like to do the calculations yourself, you can pull up your specific city and you're able to map out all of the transfer costs that's associated with your city and the ordinances and the state laws that require you to pay transfer tax, zoning fees, water certification fees, sometimes inspections, compliance certificates. Depends on what type of ordinances your city has, you have to follow. So this map help you locate your city and pull out those situations that apply to you, all of the different costs. All of them may not apply, but the ones that you need, you're able to locate exactly what they are. So let's get started. So if you arrived here, you clicked on the watch a tutorial video, and this is the video that you're watching now. So as you see, here is Illinois. This is where the primary service that we provide, right here. All of the cities in Illinois that require transfer stamps. First of all, what you want to do is you want to make the map just a little bigger, right? That way you could spread out the cities. We're going to make this bigger. I'm just by clicking on the addition symbol, and then I'm going to drag it back over towards Chicago. And you see all of the cities are spread out. So going towards Chicago, you see there's plenty of cities with transfer taxes. All right, so for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you two ways you can get to the cost, the meat of the bone, real quick. Just give you a quick glance of what's going on. If you know exactly where your city is, you can click on the number and the pop-up box will show up, and you can see all of the different costs. So for the purposes of this video, let's click on Chicago, which is number 21. We can basically click on either one of these, but Chicago will give us a larger range of different services. So once I click on number 21, which is Chicago, and you see the window slides from the left of the screen, right? So you see location, Chicago. You see the county. You see the recording charges. If you're trying to record a deed, it's $52 first 2 pages, $2 each additional page. And if you have a grantor or grantee statement, that's required by, depending on what type of deed you're recording or what type of document you're recording, you may need a grantor or grantee affidavit, and that's going to be an extra $2. So you can calculate that. Transfer stamps. The state is your purchase price divided by 500 times 50 cents. That'll give you your total transfer stamp cost for the state. And in the county, you have 500 divided by your purchase price. This is the full consideration, what you're selling the property for, what you're buying the property for, depending on which side you're on. This is 500 divided by that price times 25 cents. That'll give you your full transfer stamp costs. Your municipality, which is the city of Chicago, that's 1,000, right? The purchase price divided by 1,000 times $5.25, right? And you're able to see how much each one of these costs for the buyer and the seller. So this $5.25 is broken up into two sections. You got your $3.75 for the buyer, and you got your $1.50 for the seller. So both sides of the transaction is responsible for a portion of the city transfer stamp, right? So you can add that on your paper, depending on what your situation is, what your purchase price is. In some cases, you may be exempt. You might not owe anything for transfer stamp costs at all if you have a exempt stamp. Exempt transfer. So for zoning certifications, in some cases, you may need a zoning certification. Unless you have a condo, you may not need it. It's $120 for the transfer of properties. You need a zoning certification. The required docs that are required is the P-tax declaration completed. For transfer stamps, you have to have this form. This is a preliminary form that you could fill out, which shows if either you're exempt or you owe transfer stamps, right? So you have to have this form filled out regardless if you're exempt or if you owe transfer stamps. And this will tell the county which situation you're in, determine on what kind of document that you're trying to record. Vacant property registrations, you may be in a situation like this. Most of the time, this is for foreclosures. This is for landlords that has a house or an apartment building that's been vacant for 30 days or more. You have to pay a $250 semi-annual fee, and you have to register with the building department, and you have to get a certain amount of E&O insurance on the property as well. So that's another cost. May not apply to you. So all of these situations may not apply to you. But this map is a powerful tool because it tells you everything that you may need depending on your situation and how much it's going to cost you. So for water certifications, you need that every time you transfer a house. That's if it's a purchase price. You definitely need that water certification. And this cost is $50 for a water certification. If you have a condo and your water fees are taken care of by the association, then you only owe $50. But if it's a metered account and you know what type of situation you're in, either you have a metered account or you have a flat fee account. If it's handled by the condo association or homeowners association, then you only owe $50. If it's a metered account, then you have to pay whatever the water bill is in order to get your water certification. That's the city of Chicago. So you see how powerful this map is, right? Just to show you that I can click on any random city, any number, and it'll pull up the same thing. So 223 is Ravenswood. That's in Lake County. Lake County has different fees, different transfer stamps. There is no city transfer stamp at all in Ravenswood. You have no cost for your exempt stamp. There is no zoning certification. There is original deed signed and notarized. You need that. Just different documents you have to take down in order to transfer the property from one person to the next. Annual fee provided by city, inspection fee scheduled in 7 days. That's your vacant property registration. And there's no water certification. There's nobody really responsible for that. The seller normally is responsible, but in this case, it may be negotiable. And this is Ravenswood, right? So that's the first way that you can look up these costs. If you know your city, you just click on it. And in this case, even if you don't really know where your city is, you're able to expand this map out and you could try and find your city and click on the number and the cost slides from the left, right? If you don't want to go this route, you can click the slide window, make it come from the left, and you have a list of all your cities, 1 through 200 and something on here. right? You could take this route and click on any city, Brookfield, and it does the same thing. It shows you exactly where it's at, which county it's in, the fees, transfer stamps, if it has a city transfer stamp, any exempt costs, no zoning, the required documents, you need a final water, and in this case, you need an inspection, which is $100. So it kind of gives you everything that you need, right? So this is a powerful tool. This is search cost by map. Right? You got two ways. You can search the map itself. You can expand it, make it smaller, make it bigger, find your city that way. Or you can click the side window and find your city this way. Either way, you're able to see the cost of the transfer, all the different fees that are attached to your city. Fair enough? All right. Let's see if you can find your city, find your costs, and order the service from Trio. If you have any questions, give us a call. The phone number is at the top of every page of this website. And I'll probably be the one you're talking to. So I'll be looking forward to hearing whatever situation you're in and how I can help you take care of your conveyance of your real property. Let's transfer it the right way, follow all of the rules and regulations, and get your deed transferred.